having this type of vengeance or dark energy or spirit, then they will come together.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
Wow.
They don't have to live anywhere. They don't have to have any level. They are self-created from this dark energy of hatred and vengeance.
Yes, Master.
Then they become the existence.
Right.
So they live off those souls. They become one with those souls. And those souls are more empowered by their essence.
Right.
Because the essence alone, they have power. They have power from their essence. Just like the celestial people, they don't have a body, but they are very powerful because they don't have a body. And these beings, the entity, they are created because of the hatred, of the pain, of the suffering that humans inflicted on some souls which are in the animal people. And these animal people cannot get rid of the hatred and sorrow and pain. It forces them to have it that way.
Yes.
When you're in excruciating pain, you cannot think of anything good.
Right.
And then this hatred energy clings to their souls. And this essence of hatred and all that gets more power, more reinforced. And then they become these special entities.
Right.
Originally, it's just the essence of it. But the souls are also like that. So they get together to be more powerful.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it really. Is it clear or not?
Yes, Master. Thank you.
And they don't need anywhere to stay. They have their own world.
Yeah.
They just live. They just exist.
Yes.
Just like bacteria. They don't have to have any level to kill you.
True, Master. Yeah.
Virus. They don't need any abodes even. They have their own environment, their own magnetic field, their own energy.
Yes.
And they're sustained by all this dark stuff.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to explain. They are just nourished by all this hatred energy.
Yes, Master.
And the sorrow and the pain and the wrongful deaths, agonizing deaths. All this exudes a kind of energy that nobody can control. And if it forever continues piling up, continues building up, then it becomes a special force no one can defeat.
Wow.
Except those who are virtuous. They cannot defeat them. They just avoid it. The virus just avoids them. But if they come fight together, it doesn't mean that the virtuous person will win or anything like that. Just the virus will leave them alone.
Right.
And you can call that winning if you want.
Yes.
They are protected. But others who are so wicked, life after life, and don't do anything good and just continue doing bad things or eating animal people. And of course they attract that kind of hatred energy to them.
Yeah.
And that's how they get COVID. That's how the COVID army is allowed to. Because same energy, easy to get in.
Yes, Master.
Or almost the same. If almost the same, then they get a mild infection. If it's the same, then you're doomed. You're done.
Yeah.
So many people just get COVID a few days and they die. They can't fight against it. They have nothing, no protection.
Yeah.
Only a little virtues or nothing. Or maybe it's their time to die also. And they use this occasion to die.
Right.
But die in pain. But that already is the most lenient compared to the animal people's agonies.
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
It just needs some physical elements in order to exercise out this vengeance and hatred. Otherwise, they exist, this energy already.
Yes. Yes, Master.
So the soul and the energy just need this virus manifesto
Yeah.
in the physical, even though we don't see it, to do the job.
Right, Master.
To have it to clutch onto, because if nothing physical, it's not so easy to clutch onto a human's body to do harm, because the human body is physical. So the virus has to be physical,
Yes, Master.
even though we don't see it, but they are physical. And the souls and all that are in it with them.
Right.
Imagine the soul can be as big as the sky, but can be as small as the virus. Because the soul is the soul.
Yes.
It's a wonder. The soul of a human or any beings is a wonder. It's an incredible thing. And the soul can be very noble, or it can be like that.
Yes.
It depends.
Wow.
And the souls normally are innocent, just because it's attached to the mind. So the mind does bad things, think bad things, and exercises out bad things. by speech or deeds and thoughts, then the soul will get punishment also because they're connected. They're attached to each other. They're twins. That's why we have to practice spiritually and have virtues and morals.
Yes.
All this is in the domain of the mind only. The soul doesn't need all that.
Right, Master.
But the soul is already trapped in the physical domain and attached to the mind. Otherwise, it cannot function in the physical domain.
Yeah.
The soul is like the driver, and it's already attached to the car. Then on the highway, he can only drive on.
Yes, exactly.
The rest stop is some other place. You cannot just stop anywhere on the highway. Huh?
That's true.
Some highways have some shoulder or a little lane on the side. Some highways don't have.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just so difficult. It's tiring. All these abstract things.
Yeah.
I also don't know how to explain to you in human language. And that's not all the secret things even yet.
Yeah.
These are open discussions. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Well, what is your question?
About the level of the COVID chief.
Oh, okay. They are not classified as a level. They are lost souls
Right.
with hatred. And the energy of hatred allows them to take vengeance.
Yes, Master.
Because that's also according to the law of the universe. You're allowed to take revenge. If you are not enlightened enough, you will continue to revenge and get revenge back and forth. Okay? The cycle of birth and death.
That's right.
But of course, if they have been in such an agony like that, they could not think straight.
Yes.
Well, the heavens have rescued some, but not all are willing to be rescued.
Yes, Master.
If you remember, you've seen the Astro City film. You saw the people in the Astro City when they came down to hell, or almost this hell before the Astro City. There are some dark areas. They came down to the real Astro level to rescue that doctor because he prayed, and somebody in the physical world prayed for him also. The woman, just one person. Even then, he can be rescued because they heard him. The Astro people heard him. The Astro City people.
Yes.
And when they had to rescue him. And there are many ghosts over there too. And the saintly Astro beings also wanted to extend their hand in friendship and bring them with them.
Yes.
But they stepped back. See?
Yes.
They didn't want to go with them. Maybe they didn't trust, or maybe they didn't understand what it is like.
Yes.
They just stepped back to the muddy water or the dark area, fighting area, because they're used to it. That's all they know, and they cling to it.
That's right. Yes.
They are attached to it, just like humans in this physical world are attached to their lives, no matter how miserable, no matter how painful.
Yes.
With sickness and all kinds of poverty, and they did not want to die.
Yes.
Even if some saint comes to them, the Master came to this world and tells them, follow me and I take you back to heaven. They did not see heaven. They didn't know what it is. They didn't want to.
Yes, Master.
They cannot think in that way. When you are dragged by karma in any direction, in any world, you cannot think the way a saint thinks or an enlightened person or a practitioner thinks.
Yes.
You cannot think straight like that. It is your karma that pressures you, makes it so you cannot think.
Right, Master. Yes.
Even if you are in the astral body, it is still a body. It's not free yet. And in that body, you have a different mind. You have an astral mind. And the soul has to work with the mind. And the mind does whatever the soul cannot control. Because the mind is not perfect, you see? Just like a bad car.
Yes.
Even the best driver. But if the wheel is damaged or the steering wheel is kaput, then he will bump into anything.
Yes.
Recently in America, there was one truck driver sentenced to 110 years because he killed 4 people by driving the truck into them. Well, he didn't do it on purpose. His brakes broke, and he couldn't control the truck. He tried to avoid other cars, and the other people were just, by the way, on his way. So he killed 4 people, but not on purpose. He was crying with remorse in the court, but they still sentenced him because of killing people, like reckless driving. And then millions of people signed petitions to defend him, to ask the court to reconsider, because he was not a bad person, not drunk driving or anything. It's just his brakes broke, Sometimes it happens like that.
Yes, Master.
Or your wheel broke, so you can't control it. even though he was a good driver, but the truck was bad. So now he was sentenced to 110 years in jail.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
The abstract things is very difficult to explain in the physical language, yeah?
Yeah, I
Just
understand.
try to understand.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Clearer,
it's very
yeah.
tiring to the mind
Yeah.
also. I hope you understand.
Thank you. It's clearer. It makes sense.
Really?
Yes. and
Don't be
logical.
polite. Tell me the truth.
No, true. It does.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Good, good. That's as far as I can say.
Thank you, Master.
Further, you just have to be more enlightened
Yeah.
and get things straight by yourself, okay?
Yes, Master.
This is second-hand knowledge, more difficult.
Right.
Like I'm hungry, I have a big bowl of vegan soup and you want some, I give you a couple of spoons, okay? But if you really want to be satisfied, you have to order the whole soup yourself.
Yes, Master.